Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel and to another wild camping video. I'm just up here in the eastern side of the Lake District, just below High Street, which you might be able to see up behind me there. Yeah, so I'm just out for a wild camp. You see the car park behind me there. It's rammed already. It's midweek as well, but the weather is going to be lovely and sunny during the day and not too cold on the evening, so let's see how we get on. I'm just coming to have a look at the reservoir before I start heading up the ridge there. It's really warm today. Yeah, so Haweswater Reservoir, it actually covers a village called Mardale Village, which was, well, to cut a long story short, it's submerged underneath the reservoir. I think it was in 1936 or 37, the Manchester Water Company decided to dam the lake. There was two lakes actually, and build a reservoir for to meet the demands of water supply for Manchester in the 1930s. So underneath the reservoir is a village, and when the water levels drop considerably during the hot summer months, you can see the remnants of the village. It's a beautiful area, fantastic. It's quite quiet out this way as well, even though the car park's jam-packed. It's quite a large area with not too much footfall. It was also the last remaining area in England of nesting eagles. I'm not entirely sure if one of them is still here, but I think in 2005 the female eagle died and the male was still hanging around just on its own for a good few years. The nearest nesting eagles to here are way up in the Highlands of Scotland. Well guys, I've made it down to Blee Tarn. It's been tough going actually, a little bit of scrambling, ups and downs, the path keeps disappearing, but a really nice walk. But the next bit is to head up that ridge there. I'm pretty much out of water. I've got about 300 ml left. I took 600 ml in my backpack and 750 ml here in this bottle, but because it's so warm I've just been drinking constantly. But there's a pond down here. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Just see if you can see it down there. Looks a bit minging, but I've got my water filter. So I'll probably try and get a litre out of that, I think. I mean, I have got my stove with me, so if I did want to use that water for food or even to drink, I could potentially boil it up for 5 minutes, you know, so I'm not too worried. But I'm going to get to that pond, get some water, and then I'm going to sit and chill for a bit before I tackle that peak. And then it's just a mooch across the top of that ridge there. So I'll catch up with you in a while. So the last bit, to be honest, was a bit of a struggle, but once I got up the top the views were fantastic. And then I wandered up onto High Street, which is named after an ancient Roman road which was used to carry troops from Penrith over to Ambleside, avoiding the lower valleys, which at those times were forested and marshy. It stands at 828 metres high, and it's not the most attractive peak in the Lake District, but once you head south you get some fantastic views of Lake Windermere in the distance. But I was heading to the east and down to Smallwater. So I bumped into a few other wild campers up there, a chap from Manchester and a chap from Carlisle. They were heading up the High Street area to camp, and then I've just been talking to a guy from Sunderland, which is where I'm from. He was actually from my neighbourhood. A bit older than me, like, so we didn't know each other. I was talking to him for a while. He's also parked down at Mardale, and just heading up to camp. But I'm gonna stop at Small Water. Quite looking forward to getting there actually. Bit of a downhill section here, lots of loose rock, and my legs are feeling a little bit like jelly. It's been so long since I've been out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down there, finding a good spot, getting the tent up and getting myself sorted for the night, so shouldn't be too long hopefully. So here's a slate shelter. I've heard about these on this trail. There's folk who've actually slept in there. I think there's another one just there as well. There's another two actually. Decent little shelters. So I think I'll go and set up on the other side of the lake there underneath that cliff. There are options here, mind, but you know, you've got the path here, and I don't want to be disturbing walkers in the morning if people are out early. So I'm going to give this something to eat beef stew with potatoes a go. It's a freeze dried meal. It's the big pack, 190 grams. I think it's meant for 2 people, but I'm pretty hungry. There's 1,000 calories in this, so it's pretty much what you want really after a hike. Well guys, I've got the food on. So I just boiled up 600 ml in the little Highlander fast boil. Didn't take long. Basically just stirred the food around a bit, and you've got to let it sit for a while, about 8 minutes I think. And it's best to eat these with a long spoon. I got this one, it's a Life Venture one, titanium or titanium, however you want to say it. I don't know how long it is, like 22 centimeters with a polished end, and that's so you don't get your hands dirty, because the packet, you know, it's quite big. But I'm going to get stuck in here and give it a go. I think these are ideal if you know you're going to be camping next to your water source. Otherwise, I think that defeats the object really. You might as well just bring a wet meal if you're going to have to hike around with, you know, a litre of water in your backpack. Right, so let's have a look. It's actually looking really nice. Just give it one last stir. So it's got strips of beef in. Don't know if you can see that there. Strips of beef, vegetables, potato. Beautiful. It's very well seasoned. You get a lovely peppery flavour. Yeah, it's well nice that. That meal was brilliant, really needed that. I ate the entire thing very quickly. So my tent, I'm going to be sleeping in the Jack Wolfskin Exolight 1 tent tonight. I've taken it out of its original bag and I've put the tent itself in here, and I just keep the poles and the pegs down the side of the backpack. Just keeps things a bit more compact. If you watch my gear load out video a few weeks ago, you'll have seen me put that tent up in the woods. I've yet to sleep in it, so this is the first night. If you also watch that video, you'll have seen me use the Exped Synmat 7 long and wide sleeping mat, excellent mat, rated down to -17, really warm. The only downside is it's 1.1 kilograms, it weighs 1100 grams basically. So I decided to invest in the Exped Synmat Hyperlight medium wide. This is really lightweight. I think it weighs something like 485 grams, including the schnozzle pump sack that's in there and the repair kit. And you can see the size of it, it's tiny. And I thought, you know, I don't really need to be lugging up a 1.1 kilogram sleeping pad rated down to -17 for nights like this where, you know, it might get down to freezing. This is rated down to -3, so I thought, yeah, I'm gonna invest. It wasn't cheap. I paid, I think it was about £130, but I definitely felt the value of it in the pack going up those hills today. So I'll give you the lowdown in the morning, see how it fares overnight. Well guys, the tent went up in about 5 minutes. I do really like this tent actually. As I said, I haven't slept in it yet, so I'll save judgment until the morning. But you know, 6 pegs, 1 pole, and that's it, job done. I do have a Tyvek ground sheet that I've put underneath, you know, the kind of lightweight. It's almost like paper, very lightweight and very strong, just to protect the bottom of it. But I can just open that door now and get a view down that way. So there's the mat in there, guys. Didn't take long to blow up. So this mat, apparently these baffles on either side are raised to kind of stop you from rolling off in the night. You can see it's a mummy shape. That's how they kind of cut down on the weight. But the important thing for me is to get the width across the shoulders. It's like 65 centimeters wide, so your elbows aren't you know, touching the cold ground. And there's more than enough room there to get me bag and everything up there. So guys, everything's set up, sleeping bags all set up, everything's away in the tent. So it was time to crack open the wine. So I've got it's an Apothic Cabernet Sauvignon, or Cabernet Sauvignon, depends how you want to say it. It's really nice actually. I just fetched it up in one of these, I think it's a Euro Hike aluminium water bottle. I picked it up at Go Outdoors the other day for about £6 I think. It seems to be watertight, fairly lightweight, 750ml, so you can get a bottle of wine in there. You've got about that much, about a centimetre left on top. I'm also using these little Swedish made Wilder fold-in cups, or folder cups I think they're called. Really handy. I've got this little small one for wine and the bigger one for coffee or soups or porridge or stuff like that even. And they've got these nifty little handles on them there, can you see? Now I've been holding them like that for ages, but what you're meant to do is kind of grab it like a mug handle and just put your fingers there, hold it like that. I'm pretty sure there's 3 deer grazing over there. They're way too slender to be sheep. Well folks, I think that's pretty much me done for the night. It's 9 o'clock, it's getting dark. I don't want to disturb the deer. So I'm gonna turn in, so I'll catch up with you again in the morning. Well, morning everyone. It's 6:30. I had a pretty good night's sleep. Not a breath of wind, apart from once at about 1:30 in the morning. I could hear a gust of wind coming. It was kind of whistling through the grass, and it woke me up. And then it kind of thundered down through the valley, and then nothing after that. Perfectly still. But I'm gonna open the tent up now and get a brew on. So I'm using one of the Coleman Extreme gas canisters this time. Apparently they work down to -27. It's not that cold at the moment. I think it was about 4 or 5 degrees last night, and I just left the canister out. It seems to be working fine, a lot better than the Coleman Performance gas canisters. But what a cracking view for a brew. I'm just going for a Taylor's coffee bag, a hot lava Java. roast 6, nice and strong for the morning. And a Sainsbury's pot of porridge, 50p, can't fall off. Tried it before, doesn't taste too bad. I think in my little food kit bag I've got some raisins to go in there, just to, yeah, there we go, just to liven things up. A little fast boil works really well. I've literally just put it on and the water's boiling away. Yeah, so it was a really comfortable night's sleep. The Exped Hyperlight mat is really comfortable. I don't think it'll be as warm as the rectangle, the heavyweight Synmat 7, but for this type of camping, it's perfect. It's 7 centimeters thick, and like I mentioned, it's 65 centimeters wide across the shoulder. So it fits in this the kind of little tub of the tent perfectly. It's tapered down the bottom, which, you know, just follows the shape of the mummy bag really, and it's obviously that shape saves a bit of weight, and you know, your feet don't fall off it or anything, so it's really comfortable. As I mentioned, I think it's rated down to -3, and it got down to, I think, about 4 degrees last night, and it was, you know, more than comfortable. So I wouldn't hesitate to use it, probably down to what it's rated at, I think, especially with this Rab sleeping bag. This is warm as well. So yeah, that gets a thumbs up. And as far as the tent is concerned, I mean, you know, I haven't got any complaints. Yeah, the sleeping area is a little bit small, but then it's just a lightweight one-person tent, you know. I mean, what can you expect really? And there's more than enough room to keep all your gear lying around. I mean, I've got my bag up the top end because I like to have a fairly decent sized pillow, so I've been resting on it. But you could easily keep it here. I'll just turn the camera around and show you the space. I mean, I've just got my crap lying around, but you could easily get your bag in and organise things a bit better there. And then you do have the space here, which you can access through this little pocket, so you can keep bits and bobs there as well. And obviously once this door comes over, there's plenty of, you get about that same amount of space there again. Just check me porridge, give that a stir. So yeah, I can't fault the kit really. It's served me well on this little camping trip, and the good thing is it's all pretty lightweight. I was just working out the weight, like the base weight of this kit, the tent, the sleeping bag and the mat, and it comes in at 3 kilograms for all 3 of them, so that's pretty good. When I was backpacking back in the day with my old Vango Banshee 300, the tent itself weighed more than that. Just goes to show things improve over time, and people innovate, don't they, and make things smaller and lighter and more expensive. So it didn't take me too long to get packed up there, to get the sleeping bag, the mat and the tent away. Probably about 10 minutes. Well guys, I'm almost at the car park. It's quite a nice walk down from the lake back to the Haweswater reservoir. So I think I'm gonna sign off. So thanks for coming along on this little adventure. I've really enjoyed it. It's been fantastic. So as ever, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you again in the next one.